Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's eClaims webinar. My name is Anthony Contenso. I'm a program manager in the eClaims unit, and joining me today is Mike Hunter, who's also a program manager within the Office of Innovation. So for today's webinar, we plan on going over the following items. As you can see, we're going to discuss the Form OC966, just a quick reminder for you. And then we're also going to be discussing an amendment that will be coming in the near future regarding Section 21A. We'll also be going over table changes published on December 19th, 2024. And we'll be going over and highlighting the most frequent errors that were returned over the past 90 days. And finally, any questions that you have, we'll be going over them. And we do ask you to please keep your phone lines muted. And we'll be using that Q&A feature to receive your questions today. Now, you can enter those questions throughout the presentation, and the Q&A box should be located on the lower right-hand side of your screen. And when sending us your questions, please select the All Panelists option. And as an additional way to access this feature, you can also hover over the WebEx tab at the top of your screen and click on Q&A to submit your questions. So regarding the OC966, back on December in 2024, the board had created and implemented and subsequently released a new form to update claimant's information. Now it's titled the Claimant Name and Address Form, or Form OC966. And this helps facilitate the request from claimant attorneys to submit them to the payer directly to ensure that a timely delivery of benefits to the claimants has occurred and continues to occur. And again, as I just previously stated, it should be submitted directly to the insurance carrier, the insurer's third-party administrator, or the self-insured employer. Now, when you receive this form from that claimant's representative or attorney, please process the update and submit the appropriate EDF filing as quickly as possible. When you submit the O2s, you know, the filers will actually overwrite any address update that was already processed by the board. So timely submission will ensure that the board's database is actually updated accordingly with the correct either claimant new name or address. Now, I do want to point out one thing, that if you do fail to update the claimant's address after receiving the Form OC966, this may result in a $50 penalty being assessed against the payer. So please be mindful when you do receive these from the attorneys, or if you get a subsequent follow-up email from the board's eClaims unit, that it gets processed accordingly. Next up, I'm going to turn it over to Mike for the next few agenda items. Mike?
Thank you, Tony. For those that follow the legislation, you may have noticed there was an announcement regarding Section 21A. So signed into the budget this year for fiscal year 2026. They're making an amendment to Section 21A. It will now include your ability to pay medical treatment without accepting liability for up to 1 year. This will begin on January 1st, 2027. It'll be very similar to how you can pay indemnity without liability today. This amendment is going to require that insurers notify the injured worker that such payments are being made. Their claim will automatically be accepted by the insurer at that 1 year mark, unless you controvert the claim within that 1 year. So what that means for our eClaims trading partners is table changes will be coming to support this. We hope to have those posted by year's end. Give you at least 1 year to code your systems. Again, we hope to have those posted by year's end, so more to come. As we have more information, we'll cover it in future webinars and also through email blasts as we do today. Also, just wanted to go back over the table changes we previously published on December 19th. As many of you know, we were originally going to deploy those during June. We had a couple trading partners point out a couple additional changes that may need to be made. So because of that, we had delayed the new edits to be effective July 31st instead. So again, they will go live on July 31st. There's a few new population restrictions, again, mostly regarding RBs and the employer reinstatements, the ERs, regarding current date disability began. I won't read that whole screen to you, but those are all covered in changelog items 401, 402, 403, and 406. Additional edits that were modified and published on that changelog, they will be implemented on July 31st. Again, have to do a current date disability began for changelog item 338, and then DN 404, initial return to work physical restrictions indicator for DN 405, or changelog item 405. Go over the most frequent errors returned over the past 90 days. The most common error returned over the past 90 days, for those of you who attend the webinar, you're probably used to this one and have it memorized by now. There's a carryover from back in release 3.3, and its population restriction DN 085064A. Population restriction was to prevent new benefit type codes from being introduced as a sweep benefit if they were not previously submitted as an event benefit. This is based on the IAIBC Section 4 rule. Second most common error is also a carryover from Release 3.0, and again, as previous webinars, is agreement to compensate code sent with liability after the board has issued a notice that the case has been established with ANCR or ODNCR. That is written into law for 21A, ends when the board establishes the case, so we would reject the transaction after that happens. And the third most common error is also a carryover edit from Release 3.0, and just forces senders to only change net weekly amount on the appropriate maintenance type code in accordance with the IAIBC claims standard. So this population restriction 087059 just again prevents you from changing that net weekly amount except on the appropriate MTC. And I know that the webinar is quite light today, so we will obviously stay on if you have questions. So I will turn it back over to Tony to wrap things up here.
Thanks, Mike. So we did receive some questions. We're going to go ahead and be on a brief pause, so you might not hear us speak for a minute or two while we review those questions. So we will be right back. Thank you. We did receive a question regarding how does the board verify that the attorney or attorney firm submitted the address change prior to any penalty assessment. Now, on the form itself, there is a certification of transmittal that the attorney's signature would be submitting with that form to the actual payer. And prior to any penalty being assessed, the board's eClaims unit would actually be notified, and we would be requesting that form be submitted to us so we could forward it to you via email. So prior to any penalty assessment, you would actually be notified by the board's eClaims unit multiple times actually before any penalty would ultimately get assessed against you.
There's a question about the CMS 1500. The eClaims webinar is regarding first reports of injury and subsequent reports of injury from payers. So the CMS 1500 question, you can email cms1500@wcb.ny.gov, and they should be able to assist you. There's a question regarding the difference between sweep and event benefits. Sweep benefit at a very high level is just a quick picture, a history of previously reported benefits. The event benefits are that benefit at the time of the event, so an initial payment, for example, and it's a little bit more detailed with the dates, the amounts, current picture of what's going on with that benefit. And if you are a member of the IIBC, they do have some very good intro trainings for new EDI employees. So if you are a member of the IIBC, I do believe they have a few free trainings that you can actually just go online, sign up for, and you can just do the module right online. So I would encourage that for anyone that is new to EDI, because it is a lot for new folks. And there is a question about if the July relaxed edits have been published yet. They are actually the original edits from December that were supposed to be implemented in June. We just didn't update the changelog to the new July date, but we will take care of that just to change the date on that December changelog.
All right, I want to thank you for joining us today. I do want to indicate that if there's any questions that you have, you think of it after this presentation ends, please feel free to send us an email at eClaims@wcb.ny.gov. And we also want you to have an opportunity to follow the board via different social media mechanisms, X, Facebook. There's also a new option to be able to connect with the board through LinkedIn, as well as signing up for the wcb.ny.gov get WCB notifications option at the bottom of our website, where you can get the latest information based on different scenarios and topics that you've chosen straight to your email. Also, the recording of this will be posted on the board's YouTube, as well as eventually getting posted on the board's eClaims webpage. So look for that within the next few business days or so before it gets posted. But other than that, I want to thank you again for joining us. I know that it was very light on content, but sometimes no news is good news, as they say. But we do appreciate you taking the time out of your day and joining us to attend. So I hope you have a pleasant afternoon and the rest of your day is a pleasant one. Thank you.